shed with the poster angles. Oh, I love. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sarah Sutton. I'm an indie author of 6 young adult romance books, soon to be 7, and today we're kind of talking about the 7th and the title reveal scavenger hunt that I did on May 15th. Or it was the 13th. Yeah, it was the 13th. I want to preface this by saying I don't know if I came up with this or not. I could have seen somebody else do it and then forgot about it and subconsciously remembered it. But it could have been done elsewhere, and if it was, please let me know in the comments and we will give them credit too. You guys can go check out their method as well. But when it came time to reveal the title for book 7, I was trying to think of like what would be a fun way to reveal the title while also being more interactive with my readers. It was around Easter time when I was brainstorming this, and I thought of a scavenger hunt. I almost said an Easter egg scavenger hunt. I thought of a scavenger hunt, and I was thinking about it, and I was talking to my mom about it. I'm like, is this even possible? Like, how do you organize a scavenger hunt? Like, I don't know. It just seemed complicated and complex. But she was one that convinced me that would be really fun and really cool because it would be a really great way to be interactive and to reveal the title. So I did it. It was fun, and I want to share my method with you guys. It's nothing crazy. It sounds harder than it is. Like, I think it sounds more complicated than it actually is. But today I'm going to be running with you through all the steps that I did, how I kept myself organized, and everything like that. If that sounds interesting to you, please give this video a thumbs up and comment down below whether or not you would ever do a title reveal scavenger hunt. I think you should because it's really fun. It's been a long time since I've done like sort of self-publishing content like this, and I know a lot of you enjoy it, but I am not the best with explaining things. So hopefully I tried to like keep myself organized and made a sticky note, so hopefully making a sticky note helps me be organized. But if there's any other kind of self-publishing content you guys would like to see from me, let me know and I will do a deep dive. I feel like I did a lot of self-publishing content back when I first started my channel, and so now I feel like I don't know what's left to do. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. Without further ado, let's hop into the video. So the title reveal scavenger hunt, the first thing that I did was I actually opened a Google form. Initially, I wanted to keep it just to my street team because my street team does have, I think, like 50 members in it. I got maybe like 15 or so people from my street team, and then I opened it up to Patreon. All in all, that left me with 21 signups, 20 signups, I think. And my title was actually 22 words, so I decided that I would just post 22 letters, Lord, 22 words in the title. I decided I would just post 2 letters myself, and then everybody else would just have 1 letter. I'm really happy that I did get enough signups for this because I was really afraid that there weren't going to be enough signups and I would have to either like double up for some people or it just would not be possible to do. So that's one thing. If your title is super long, it might be a little bit more complicated for you guys, for you to actually do the reveal scavenger hunt that way. So if you do have a long title, I would recommend doubling up and giving your participants 2 letters instead of 1 like I did. In the Google form, I had them put their name, their social media handle, as well as whether or not they would want to make their own graphic. Because I know a lot of people on Instagram do have their own preferred aesthetics, and I didn't want to have them have this like Canva graphic if it didn't fit their aesthetic. One thing I do recommend you put in your Google form is asking for their email. I don't know why I don't know why it didn't occur to me that I needed their email, but I didn't ask for it. And when it came time to sending them their materials, it was complicated. I was stressed. It worked out in the end, but make sure you have their email, ask for their email as well. So moving on to letters, I made them through Canva, like I just said, and I did have, I think, 2 people put in the Google form that they wanted to make their own letters, and then I think 3 total had made their own letters. So if that's something you would be okay with, definitely do that. I ended up making letters for everybody, even the people who said they wanted to make their own, just in case like they were pinched for time. You know, I wanted to make sure they had something. The letters were really simple. I just made a Canva graphic in the Instagram square size. I made sure it had their letter in it. Everybody has their own letter. We'll get into that in a second. And I also made this, like, I'm calling it a hangman style, but I don't know what else to call it. A little layout with the underscores. Not underscore. Is that an underscore? Yeah, it's an underscore. I'm not techie. I don't know the exact names, but we're just going to call it an underscore. With underscores, and then their letter would be filled in. So I had the first 2 letters of Teaching the Teacher's Pet. So my little hangman style graphic had TE, and then the rest were blank. And then number 3 would have their A, and then everything else would be blank. So it would work that way. That way, people can't just like go to the end and then have it all filled out. You still have to go through and, you know, participate in everybody's posts. But I made those 2 graphics, and I made those before assigning anybody any numbers or any letters. So once those were made, I went to my Google form and I transferred all of the information into a Google little spreadsheet. And then from there, I wrote out the title, and then I wrote out which number, like T was number 1, E was number 2, A was number 3, and so on until we got to the end. And then I went through and I assigned people to each letter. So I made sure to put their name next to the letter as well as their Instagram handle. That way I had a clear, this person has letter E, they are number whatever in the title, and it was like clear and plain for me. Once everybody was assigned a letter, I actually went through and I typed up a little thing that everybody had to include in their caption. It needed to be a requirement for them to have in the caption because it was the kind of like train redirect to the next account. So it said something along the lines of, I'm number 4 in the Sarah May Sutton, and I tagged myself. Title reveal scavenger hunt, head over to at the next person for letter number 5. And then I also included the 3 hashtags that I was using for this title reveal. I did that for everybody, but I made sure each of theirs was unique. So number 5, like I made sure it was unique so they could have in their caption that everybody would have the same thing. They would each redirect to the specific next letter. I hope this is making sense. I should have something on the screen that is like helping me aid in this, because I feel like I need some visuals because it's really kind of complicated. Or maybe I just think it's complicated and it's not. The thing that stressed me out the most was making sure all of the Instagram handles were correct. So I actually went through and I checked all 20 Instagram handles and made sure that they hadn't done a typo or anything like that. Another thing that stressed me out was making sure each person got their specific, like, I'm number 5, I'm number 6, I'm number 7, you know. But we managed, and when I downloaded all those graphics from Canva, I went through and I named the letters for each person was supposed to have. So I know, so for me, mine were T and E. So I renamed T and E Sarah and Sarah 2. So I knew T and E, this specific T and this specific E were my letters. So when it came time to attaching them to the email doc or to the Instagram DM, I knew exactly which name and which letter needed to go to which person. I say Instagram DM because I, like I said, forgot to ask for emails. So I actually had to Instagram DM quite a few people. I fortunately had some people's email addresses, so I was able to email that to them. And in the email and in the Instagram DM, I made sure to confirm the time, which was May 13th at 12 p.m. Eastern time. I made sure to say, hey, please put this in your caption because it's how readers are going to be able to follow through the entire reveal. And I made sure to include their letter. And I also asked them to confirm that they had received the email. So like either a got it or a thumbs up or even just liking the post or even liking like through Instagram DMs, because I did not want to assume they had gotten it. And then when it comes time to post, they don't post and, you know, the chain gets lost, which we're going to talk about in a second because it's not that big of a deal if somebody doesn't post. The things are sent. Everything is awesome. We are waiting the 2 days for posting time. 12 p.m. Eastern time on May 13th. What I did, and what I'm happy that I like thought to do was once I posted my first initial post and I said, hey, go to this person for letter number 3. I went to my Instagram stories and I posted the hashtag that I knew everybody would be posting. I think the hashtag that I used was the most likely to series or most likely to series. And I put that in my Instagram stories. And that way, it kind of goes back to what I just said. That way, if somebody doesn't post, people can still go to that hashtag and see all of the letters. It'll take a little bit more effort for them to unscramble them themselves, which I think is kind of fun. You know, that's initially what I really wanted to do, was I wanted people to unscramble the letters themselves. But I kind of it was really like fear instilling me when I decided not to do it that way, because I'm like, who is gonna like spend that much time to figure out my title? Like, nobody's probably gonna even care regardless. They definitely wouldn't care if they had to unscramble the letters themselves. So I was feeling really nervous about it. So I actually didn't end up going that method where they had to unscramble themselves, and I made sure everybody said, I am letter number 2, I'm letter number 3, and so on. So that way they knew exactly where each letter was supposed to go in the title reveal, which I still think that worked well, because there were still some people who weren't sure of the title, and I feel like it would be just probably a little bit more confusing that way, especially since Teaching the Teacher's Pet is a pretty long title. So if I had a shorter title, maybe I would do it in the more random unscramble it yourself way. But I ended up posting the hashtag because just in case somebody didn't post, and I had a few people post late, which is totally okay, because I mean, if you think about it, the amount of people who were going to look at things exactly at noon probably wasn't going to be that very many people. But I posted the hashtag in my stories so they can go to the hashtag screen and see all the letters and click on them, go to the hangman and see what like number, all of that stuff. But it was still really fun to kind of like work my own way down the line, because even though I knew the title, like obviously, it was still fun to like click on each handle and go to the exact post I wanted to go to, and the post about the letter reveal, and just see all the letters come together and see all these people come together and help me out with this. It was so fun, and it was more fun because I had like people to share it with, and it was that kind of, oh my gosh, like people were like finding out the title, and they were DMing me and saying they loved it, and then they were commenting on my post with a little notebook emoji, which means that they knew what it was, but they didn't want to say because it was still spoilery, because I wasn't posting the actual title until the 15th, which is 2 days later. So it was just a really, really fun time. And it was fun to share things with people. But like I said, it's not that complicated. The way I did it wasn't that complicated. It was just double checking to make sure everything was correct, and making sure the handles were right, the hashtags were right, and making sure everybody got their own unique handle, and making sure everybody got their own unique letter. So it was really tedious. That was like the one time I wish I had a personal assistant to do all of that for me, because I'm like, I always like second guess myself with everything like that. So I'm like, okay, did I do it? Did I do it? Did I do it correctly? But I guess if there was ever a time to be nitpicky, it was then. So yeah, like I said, nothing too complicated, but it was so much fun, and I am really happy that I thought of the idea. And like I said, somebody else could have done it before me. I don't remember ever seeing it, but I don't know. So it was really fun. It was really exciting, and I'm happy that I thought of it for my title reveal. And if you guys want to do it too, I'd love to see, and I'd love to like, you know, go through the scavenger hunt of yours and piece your title together. So if you ever do it, let me know. But yeah, so that's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been a hot minute since we've had like a self-publishing related like tips, explanations kind of thing, kind of vlog video, because normally I do post vlogs. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I don't know what to say. I'm out in my shed and I missed it so much, and it's been a great time filming this video out here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and tap that subscribe button while you're down there. And comment down below if you would ever do a title reveal scavenger hunt, because I'd be very curious to know. I'm Sarah Sutton. I'm an indie author of 6, soon to be 7 young adult romance books, and I'll see you guys next time. Before you go, Teaching the Teacher's Pet's blurb is now live. Go over to Goodreads, add it to your Goodreads TBR, and check out the blurb. I think you guys are gonna like it. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!